Facebook my bet no what in tem kakra now the Africa na so my bet no what in tem kakra now the Africa na so Facebook Sasuna Street is watching Facebook na ABN Radio 1 so Facebook obetumi adjoin show no do ano modern na de comment aba na wa share na afi bibia so no timi adem akoye honom afi ubowremu YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV YouTube so modern do ano subscribe etumi e de amane na afi bibia so no etumi akoye TikTok no sports.arena.news sports.arena.news Omodiana ni nhwimbom na afei Telegram account no and also Sports Arena Telegram account no Sports Arena SPORTS ARENA na se wa join na afei bibia so no etumi akoye be transfers na aguso ekoso na ne Liverpool etumi ebo friendly game na nyasem ketu akra saso na Newcastle so no etena ho ma K-League Korea League no omo All Stars etumi achi omo ahye omo a enya asem ketu akra K-League ahye bobo ko friend Newcastle na Liverpool so boy ne omo ne Yokohama F Farinos and a boy Yokohama for ne di kan share first goal and bobo ko friend Liverpool ebe share 3 be share 3 anya asem ketu a honum Liverpool lineup no Mamadashvili and da ponim Bradley and a ball right back a branch friend Konate and Van Dijk and a branch friend no Kekes and a ball back four no a branch friend Gravenberg and a Soboslai says what you mean say yes or per se attackers and a torso into Gravenberg and a Soboslai and a ball holding no Mohamed Salah a Florian Wirtz and a branch friend Gordon Gakpo na fe Hugo Ekitike and a start here and Curtis Jones Darwin Nunes and a Wataru Endo a branch friend Andy Robertson Simikas Jeremy Frimpong Alexis McAllister and a Javier Elliott and a branch friend Trey Inyoni a branch friend Rao Ngumoha Utimu say yes nyasam ketu akra omo ne besi akan hono ma tese omutumi bua ma Liverpool coming back omo be ye den omo ebe wini ma bibia so no ye de ekoyi hono nti no eno ne some games na akoso ene me de ho ensam na ye de ebro ebe koso discuss transfers no transfers ndi agaka chi na be hwe ne ye discuss na ye hwe se member of parliament Oba Ghana Hasia, member of parliament. Edi atujwa se Honorable Nana J. Bafwewa, member of parliament for Menchia South. Member of parliament for Menchia South. Wetumi ni nsemi atujwa se Black Queens no. Ahibio omo yeden. Omo yeden request bia no. Omomodiana na yemfama no Blasters ahia edema Blasters no yenhwe na yemfama bubuku a anase Black Queens no yebedi san komo we na afi the all etum dia ma yankoni nkwaje MYBET education kakra the MYBET ewo edema ye ne no hu se enoma post bibi se weekly casino bonanza ehasem ketu akra ti yenhwe na yenji ho adwenche na afide obia jemba entwaso mani ma memo akwaba
yeah list of mjoso
bibia e kama de
bibia e kama
yeah yenhwe MYBET education na de home no na yemfama yetifo
Yes, yeah, share my bet education there time be kase upe baby abetimi atwa better fiscal MYBET.AFRICA nti ene metu for my ma onyama ba ku mienu bi akwan bia so ye di bewura weekend mu a leagues ba be start no onso de betu kotodwe ma akwan bia so no so betimi a fiscal on platform nti ene so opese join my bet www.mybet.africa ko browser bia na obo she mebeba na onso wetimi ewura on platform no on platform na fair fe obehu green and white be bree no say emu da ho ene uko top right corner obehu icon bia circle ni green umia so obehu login any register unyam be kan busuane ho abemia register na enam kwan so na oba be kan registration is very simple 3 steps now betimi dia ba be kan MYBET busuane. The first thing your phone number the mobile money transactions obo ehemu a bibia ebetimi akoye na afide we move akwa the next step. Next step your username the betimi a edin bia pese we use into fie edin nickname edin bia pese o de join MYBET no oboshema se oboshem ne bi omma response obi use say edin ne da ade aba ni se o de number ba ku mienu be count obi o pese o use kwame o pese o use ama ne bi obi o platform ne so use kwame ana ama da nti anu no o de number ba ku mienu ka ho a na ama na different from we user back no someone who wait me atwa so the next thing password ye wa unim password abebo ahye ho now they are protect your accounts now for we me register ne so me aso a on be send verification code now they are verify your account now so aba be come MYBET busuano yewura pre-season friendly simu games bebre wo ho ati tem bia asema mechanics obi wo ho an games ne dorso obehwe na ne games wo almost 120 onim de o select enu nti na MYBET the bet feet aba with bet feet ne unya option obi MYBET afa expect o ma hyehye bet egu o ade aba ni se okwa wafa bet na emiti o ot awpe nti bia na minya 5 ot bia no be ma ade mehwemu a na ma fa 5 ot na afide ma ede me de me kaka ta echi etwa 20,000 odds, 10,000 odds bia pe bia available ho. Into we ma o select we nsi ho a obetimi asan edit enye se bia obi beka so MYBET for akwa bi no ma share bet o mo be di enda bi. O ma share bet na we wa betimi a edit de why ni home win betimi a win or draw. De bia e home win po felices a we ni betimi win betimi asana na we. E bia home win and away win no person 1.5 betimi asan eno na MYBET de boy. Into with bet fit option no MYBET my kwan bia so say betimi a fiscal on platform. Into any we are MYBET.AFRICA. Try bet fit option na makende na unso for fiscal on MYBET.AFRICA.
Yes, MYBET.AFRICA nkomo ena ye di kama de amao no na yenhwe sese Alexander Isaac.
Yes.
Obviously ono bema yefo nyeskapa Newcastle obviously obe movie
yes
obema Newcastle nyeskapa ono so na bebo ama mo win your first trophy in so many years.
Yes.
Se o movie a will you say Newcastle for my friends or your legend?
Okay, so when Newcastle strikers about fat Newcastle team in Muda, you say one of the greatest strikers are about the EPL game and the English game, Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer time performance are no more than the league or multimedia, even entering into European competitions and I don't think say as a legend going out of a club this way Adebakwa Newcastle fans be engine to a legend because they were looking at some cash out also. It should come at a time they feel comfortable to do it and also bringing in other players. I didn't make us and say who the likes of Eden Hazard moving from Chelsea or bought Chelsea for 7 years or my Chelsea for 40 years. Real Madrid a dream club on your bebo into NA or money Real Madrid negotiating into not before that Europa League final between Arsenal and Chelsea. No, not Chelsea fan being him say ne Hazard last game or bar or beti media call and they ushe Isaac any Newcastle move now. Season ni besha ase no na Newcastle confident say Isaac a player bi obemo mo numbers o mu hia ene season ni ko na wie ya mpan so timi ma numbers no mu hia no na ye na nim say season ni ko na wie ya club bia eya mostly ni big player wo ho na eya nkofo ba bedi nechi inti na Newcastle le hwe say either so make keep Isaac ana so mbe jaina ko obi a wedi Isaac echi ye pa nim say Isaac a player bia eye unlikely so be hu say Isaac insem na media no say be am pese me free club we and am pese me ko baby ye who time and all so say that na Newcastle kwa kofa no na Newcastle confidence on Benyan but na Isaka na adwin say Newcastle to me meet demands and Real Sociedad pay that is almost 60 million obe move ya bom ho abibia timi ko ye nti ene from the start and no man Newcastle who say oh me pese me try new options pese me so me come ni metimi ko bobo ema other clubs nka Newcastle be available to sell ene nka Liverpool the 120 to 150 ne betimi aba be fa na on betimi nso ahwe other targets because Newcastle targets on the go into the season no more hwe so mo dey another striker aba be kan Isako either Hugo Ekitike and now say Yohan Wissa and I know more hwe so mo dey ba be kan Isako because Isak even though say born or bo but injury record ya dey ba ko ha adwin ye nti no mo hwe with these two options so betimi aba be ka ho but the confidence of munya say Isaki moving enu nti na time bia Liverpool bowe mu Arsenal bowe mu club bia bowe mu mo ka kire mo say player we a player ye nton no and enye ready say e beton no be nei wa mo mu say sifem because after omo call for Hugo Ekitike Liverpool bowe ma Hugo Ekitike nso call for Liverpool no na ene yo mo primary target ene after sa transfer Isak Ababo ntia ba be ka say opeso okọ anaso muntu ni sika no mko 300,000 dan mi cheche mu say ohwe Newcastle wage structure na their highest paid player e wo team no Bruno Guimaraes oje that is with 160,000 inti ene Isak beji 2 times of sika no oje that is 120,000 oje wo Newcastle inti ene ababe ensem bebre but I don't think say Newcastle fan bia beka say Isak a legend mom because of Adia Alan Shearer any other strikers ebeye mom.
Okay. And maybe the way or act no.
Yes.
And
no play factor.
Training near the no. I think that to be very difficult for any Newcastle fan to forgive him.
Yes.
And the first also Arsenal ahead the Premier League will be a difficult thing for Newcastle faithful and returning to St. James will be one hell of I
think so movie to Liverpool's second game against Newcastle.
Maybe he might not be able to play.
Okay.
Because anyway no obviously be right into the last the last stages of the transfer and who's the transfer window. There is one player as in the case drag
to the final day.
So obviously Liverpool want to now maybe Luis Diaz and nobody, they are not challenging with anybody.
Yes.
So they will take their time. Any other. He might not Champions League, any Carabao Cup ni BB any be a deal mobile. Ebewa copy mo na say be possible because Liverpool will play okay, I think United moment
Arsenal first game.
Yeah, so Liverpool want to use him. And we'll go take any boy. And yezo. Right, maybe early days yet near there. So we will see how a branch friend Alexander Isak ne move never call and it is clear say Newcastle, in as much as what he has done for them, it will be very difficult for them to accept him so a legend of the club. Yeah, now where do Newcastle go from here?
Yes, Newcastle team as a now, I think a team playing in the Champions League, any transfers back and forth to Menya Adebakwa about be a big problem among. I didn't America and say him say mostly it's a team be qualified for Champions League or go into the transfer market or go with a lot of confidence or co play and that Champions League status near the back where Boamani Timinia player be ope. Newcastle in this transfer window, some mature players or my come are players now reject you on my list or baby kwa. The likes of Oko on the first transfer or try this transfer window, João Pedro. Senko betimi nya João Pedro aba boa Isak and wetimi aba bo from any of the wings position João Pedro reject you omo eko Chelsea. The next transfer obowe mu so nko betimi nya player no was Elanga no with siko omo de koto no na Nottingham Forest intimi reject because o share Elanga Nottingham Forest fan if Man United for almost 16 million to 20 million na omo cash out 55 a no-brainer say Nottingham Forest as omu say scandal mu pe baby fa. Nti o share Elanga move na etimi go through. No mu pe another goalkeeper oba be boa Nick Pope. Me can say Nick Pope o share ni injury record a. Obesi at least 5 months every season. Nti ene unhia reliable goalkeeper no mu we mu El Trafford. Say nkombe timi akwa na ba be ka Nick Pope. Omu ko Trafford and so rejected because of Manchester City move no. Ene o metimi we mu akwa konya Ramsdale. Nti so hwe mu transfers na a Champions League club, a club with a big financial backing, you know, as a transfer na ababe style be omuko for players name person moba edu baby na ebi mu so complain say the regional Newcastle wanting to play a factor because club be were London in say London the major city in England club be were London e back for a player na Newcastle or the north side e bar mostly players ne pay the London clubs and the Merseyside and I said the Manchester clubs no a home movie saying so be movie straight north no into no see back play factor but I think from now to the start of the Premier League that is almost 16 days from now Newcastle will juma ye pan I didn't make us and said now they don't have any reliable striker they can go into the season with. Sisi as share enom preseason on boy against K League for Alcas or Muluswa Oselu and a starting mom an academy boy awabimwa any obo or no in their last 2 friendlies on my boy on one starting wabo getting to almost 160 minutes. A chair said they don't have anybody coming in to replace him. In TNA other clubs who say
they will need about 2 strikers.
Yes, as of now they will need about 2 strikers. Because Omama Kawo Seneko. Yeah. That was a backup or no so with injury of about 2 games and we play 5 months. Into no who say on reliable. They will need 2 strikers. The 2 strikers almost was Wisa and a Benjamin Sesko. These are 2 strikers and no more share. Say who go kitike de no F4 lay off no. These are 2 players almost share. Now this with these 2 strikers, Newcastle wouldn't spend less than 130 million. Getting these 2 strikers in. Even though say himself Benjamin Sesko, Ama, RB Leipzig, some names of teams are their special teams or Mubema, RB Leipzig, empty 70 million. But say Newcastle didn't come meaning say Newcastle would have to pay 100 million for Benjamin Sesko coming in. And we say so they on say Brentford I say we lose in Buemo, we lose Norgard, and they so lose Wisa meaning say core of the team ne core. Interne also say Wisa Bekwa meaning say they need to get in another striker who is potent enough to lead the team. Into my imagine say Wisa no omo no kopim so mbenya replacement inti ukọ Brentford side as a now Wisa energy say training in podi onko kopim say obetimi movie out of Brentford because agreement on the club ni nya ene say season end here me age at 28-29 bigger club be ba mama mensu min kona mensu min ko di de kakra because eni onim say otena kopim the end of the season and a bad day say at the age of 30 obenya a club coming in especially a bigger club obenya that Champions League or European football na bono e bebe mu intene Newcastle with these 2 transfers and a bad day amom getting in a striker as a now adeba ko be difficult but now o share on team now from goalkeeping is balanced with Ramsdale and Nick Pope 2 quality English goalkeepers are betimi aboa no sure mechi ho a say Livramento be movie there they need another replacement apart from that omo McTaggart omo Livramento omo Trippier and omo another young boy I think omo friend I think Mouse into that is omo at least quality omo fullbacks about finfin wa we a friend with Ben Davids more any other players more they can fit in and play so well. And I think the only problem at Newcastle was the striking department. And they says better striker no day. You need up to 60 to 120 million to be able to get a quality striker leading your club for a Champions League. And you better with Sesko and also Wisa and they 2 names on list so some bet me. The likes of Nicolas Jackson, Monzo, if they can get any of them, they are looking for strikers that they will come in and make the Newcastle team great again. Next season, they can replicate what they did last season by winning a trophy and also performing well in the Champions League.
Right, that is Liverpool, Newcastle. So transfers, they are in a very difficult situation, very difficult situation. After qualifying for the Champions League, they are ultimately a player, and yes, they are not trying. They are trying to get players. And no NMA important say you need to see the Todd Bolly and the Blue Coop project. You might laugh at it near the idea, but it will be very difficult for them to run out of talent. And they ever so muhiya midfielders. Omo midfielder ba come kofa ni free Brazil. Akola be so akra. Omo be man opportunity. Oko Strasbourg. Waba aba be kan ho a. And it is clear say if Lavia anywhere, Chelsea will not struggle because of that investment they did about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What I say, and I mean, okay, say they still have players certain areas. Even a band striker, in weird, the Washington and Ababa strikers now. David Washington, I have a man opportunity. I'm an idea, I'm an abo. Because our talent, the aka experience and experience, playing time.
Yeah.
What I say, so Newcastle, where I was say, Clarence Cole. Almost years some for Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak, he was a player of blossom at a young age. And I Dortmund who said, "Bibi with him." Dortmund kofa ne buy no. When to me anya the more ball no Bundesliga nim. And no Mujan kwa man ne call Real Sociedad. And no mu fair train no me do kofa ne buy no me man a platform. Me man a platform no. And I look at the amount of money on Monday and Monday Bible sign. So it will not be proper, say. And Omunya, and I say, Omunya, investment in Alexander Isak. Now, also, to me, another young prospector. Ka Isak injuries near the Adenino. Come, man, or no better, the best stepping in. It can Isak, you rely on that particular talent.
Yes.
And you play be any player. The Omojano Quine. Kaosi Omkofani. Wa bobom of Jinidia.
So no ni Eddie Howe.
Yes, Eddie Howe na obom of wa boa Jinidia and obiani ni problem say or injury prone.
Yeah.
Ni injuries in there onye reliable, onye striker obetima rely on. And for Newcastle say almost put themselves in this situation. Yes, they were lucky to get Tino Livramento any Louis Hall because of situation at Chelsea. Not Chelsea who were players. I was a particular way. Right back and left back. Chelsea and Lakeda. And no more the motorman. And a prevent you almost say, almost try no more invest or a younger striker. Say Alexander Isak. I buy uncle no so bad. Ebe di dinner na senka kaka. Is uncle Columpa. Returning because they are in a very difficult situation. And now Obi said Sescu. I say Man United, this is say Obi shares or for Watkins. They are trying to go for a year because they are also looking at long term.
Yeah.
What I said, they are looking at long term because Oli Watkins Obi in the performance. Oh, 29 years. 29 years. And they are looking at Sescu. Now, Oli Watkins, one fan kwa ube to 50 to 60 million.
60 million, yes.
What I say? And then me no ka say, 60 million, we are word away to me the Sescu. We wouldn't say the next 10 years, if say
secure
prospect now who Sescu muno, say Obabe replicated the Amawa. You know, say you have 10 years. 10 years. Now kofa Oli Watkins the neighbor 29 years woman is 5 years. 5 years Obabe boss Obabe bought to say 34 years. No, nobody will do that. So a backup, no problem. So Obabe a backup, no problem at all. Obabe ye then be backup the ama a year Sesqua. Fine, be when you're 30, 25. Fine. But who the 60 million for 29-year-old? America has 60 million now. Would the bear 10 kanwa? Who could 22-year-older? Make my catch ni ceiling very high. What I say? It a situation. I think say so now if you don't get a Sesco this is striker ben.
I think the Ocean Newcastle send your boss.
Yeah.
Newcastle your club be a omo financial backing. Session at Chelsea or financial backing, but the only thing they are not able to go into the market more is their revenue ebano. And yes, especially they qualifying for the Champions League at the revenue. But I think approach as a Newcastle echo, they should learn from the Chelsea approach. In TNA, you have financial backing and they can now invest into data analysis, invest into young talent and also no betting scouting more. And then who can Chelsea say Lavia and your Enzo Fernandez in your car said they knew how betting the likes of Insugo, the likes of Andre Santos, even Ukechuku ya Chelsea didn't call Leicester, betting Southampton, betting me Baba Bejinim. Into this is something as a young club, especially in Newcastle. One of the greatest clubs in the Premier League. I'm gonna battle the likes of Man United those times
in the past. But now
only that mid-table. Until you need to now invest. Go with the likes of Brighton more, the likes of Brentford more. Adiom Brentford only academy. Ono adio any say okoto players ni begum to. Into beto mu beguma na afedie or try almost far waton and far. Or the Uko loan and later we keep you with team. Into the likes of Kelvin Shedder, the likes of Buen Mbeumo, even Oli Watkins will move to Aston Villa. No Munan and Brentford. And I'm going to mutimi cash out. Into some man your man say Omubeko with this approach of getting in players, loaning some out and getting the quality. No Madrid say they want to be the big club they used to be. Into a transfer market, they want to spend more. It would affect them. Because any Oko for Sesco. Oko for Wisai. If any club ebo the likes of Man United, Sesco believe say Man United has a bigger pedigree, especially in European football. I see in Newcastle. Even though they went to me a bigger position in the league, the likes of Wisa, if any club ebo to say Tottenham, any the other clubs, or be call for those clubs ahead of Newcastle. Into that is an approach I think Senior Kind is a big wake up call for them. So going into the next 2-3 seasons, they need to really invest into some money academy solid. I need to invest in academy, invest in data analysis, some quality players, the likes of Frankfurt, Mutimia, Adentin Newcastle, and so ain't yet BBC.
And yes, and especially if you check a year or more defense and more midfield, or especially more midfield, the whole strength, they have a very solid a year midfielder. Even if they young striker bar and one is a striker no award the right a year the fundamentals right because of the experience in what midfield ebe making sure say even if say Okono could lose ball on the crown, they will be there to mop up to cover for star player. So Newcastle need to look at model they need to look at it. Yes, Ubetimaku Syria AC Milan at the 60 million aqua player. But they say, I'm telling you, Syria talent no a dry up.
Yeah.
A dry up. Now any first na 22-year-old Sesco. And they ka top club they ka Eucharist 26, 27, 25. Ka 22 there. Any 19, 18, but I say no, you're moving from there. Lami Yamamo, Pedro, any Valverde, even Oche, some of the players, Rodrigo Mone, Vinicius, time on to me, a take a year, word a year, mantle, no more Popo, Edema, Real Madrid, in teams like that. Obia, football is not about age again. These players are not, they don't care about experience or maturity. If you put them on the field of play, they will play. They will give you some performance now. Who needs like a 28-year-old? These players will give it to you. So it is very important, say, you go down, get a 18, 19, 20-year-olds and come and give them opportunity. And now, they have the right foundation. Men try a year, tonali mono, big teams in them form ye. Now, team name a lose and some work of young players. Oh, the Omoba, I need the Obeko relegation. But now, foundation here right. This is the time. Some academy ni mukra na mobile money abre na my day. Mo introduce some of the players. No more opportunity amount because you cannot compete with the top players. And I say Man United Echo says if they are ready to pay a year whatever Leipzig yeah. Now we see Newcastle why you ready so be to whatever the player want. Man United so cast will be to what the player want. The player will choose Man United.
Yes.
Chelsea come the same thing. Liverpool or about before Wako be there. What I say, Bruno Guimaraes money Tonali mono. Big teams in the ready to invest towards that area. So Chelsea, Man United, we muka say almost prefer players now. The only thing is is capable now, but a player they will take the player. Don't behave say you can compete with them. You cannot. So the only thing you can do, the Brighton for Brighton for making sure say proper scout.
Yeah.
What I say, and they are still playing. Just last 2 seasons they played in Europe. In Europe.
Yeah.
With some model no upon selling majority of their players to the big teams. They were able to qualify Europe. Into Newcastle, football, any near mamma. Say I was able to be making sure say mobile share na bibia to me akọ yan hwe ada
Yes, yeah, share other transfers in the name say player friend Luis Diaz and he officially were joining team my friend Bayern Munich who say oshe jersey number 14 ebe mom ewo. Inti I think oshe player no with the struggles any bibia ya kan wa ha say oshe a player like Luis Diaz likely say performance or better than the Bayern Munich team no annual because oshe the way a pacey at the age of 28 or one who will be bia bit media. I think Liverpool make a good business out of Luis Diaz. Yemfa Bibian Tunchen because at senior near kind 28 years, now Liverpool, I can 2 years, now Liverpool it means 75 on a player like Luis Diaz. Something you be born my so now Liverpool, you themselves from the past, they weren't that club, they were good in selling players, especially after Luis Suarez scored. Coutinho so and they were finding it difficult to ship some of their players, say Merchant Mo, any other players. But now they've been able to do well and they've gotten enough money from Luis Diaz. Yeah, better Luis Diaz compared to Bayern Munich, other left wingers or more team. Meaning virus the better so amamia. Now going into details, the likes of Kingsley Coman, the likes of Serge Gnabry, omobeba obekwa kweshiom ewo. Inti se oshe this team at age-wise, there a benefited Luis Diaz because Kingsley Coman 29 years, Serge Gnabry Enzo 29 years. And to share age-wise, a benefited with Luis Diaz here, especially going into a team top with this amount. Meaning, say, and they would like to make you one of their key men in their setup. Intino, share about progressive carries. Set progressive carries between these three players. Why there a lot of progressive carries are Luis Diaz 81.0, Coleman Emma 53.5, and Gnabry Emma 47.5. A band dribble completion and no yade bakwa Coleman ahead of all these three players. Oma 92. Into about Coleman dribbling direct more good as in Luis Diaz. Apart from that, non-penalty goals, say goal contribution. Obi odi goals by the likes of Olise, the likes of Harry Kane, team Luis Diaz, 94.3%. That is non-penalty goals, non-penalty assist, and also central the likes of Coleman, Gnabry, and so ewo. Now about passing into the final third and our key passes are Gnabry the quality because in him so edu you to be as a number 10 team my friend Bayern Munich into share adia Bayern Munich share from their wingers and no the non-penalty goals and they also we assist into the final third Luis Diaz ebo omunina I think Bayern Munich one quality player we have very quality player or back into the Bundesliga no yenimni pace ne enyamo de beba and then say Luis Diaz a player be sometimes e will Liverpool na ein slot e born as their number 9 nchene obetimi abo time a Harry Kane in as their number 9 obetimi abo from the left obetimi impo abo as a number 10 ama team na bibia betimi akoyi. I think Luis Diaz there or a player be a Bayern Munich Kenya no ene ya be bom aba so many quality player, even though say him say Liverpool fans be ka say o metimi enye scale free Bayern Munich at 75 or mo ko fa no at a lower price, but I think o quality or dey bar. You can't say anything bad about a player till Luis Diaz coming in. Yenhwe Kolomwani. Ene Juventus for share so mbetimi a maintain no ewo mu team. Yenim say a lone player or movie call club na nyama nkoye. Intina in the first 5-6 games on your quality time. Not the goals ni we nim no about 2, 3 or at least a goal per game. E do baby almost sama the fixer e buy no na doing say quality or players are we alone player. Sisi ano no person use players or more club no enema we friend is Vlahovic munya kwan boy. And Juventus person mo maintaining wo mo team no. Interne Juventus person on Paris Saint-Germain din komo. As a now omunya kon betimi aton Vlahovic. Ama metimi nye ska etimi ama Paris Saint-Germain, but Vlahovic omuntimi nya club bia mbonwe mu ye. Enim say in 2 seasons ago the likes of Chelsea, Man United, bigger clubs Arsenal munya no mu di Vlahovic echi. Osha quality player but injuries ade ba ko nti ene say uboe makofa Vlahovic at 75, at 65. No aba be your main man na injuries ba be di ni nya. Interne Juventus hwe so mbeja ne kwan no metimi ekipi Kolomwani ewo mu team nti nkomo ekoso ene say ompese omne Paris Saint-Germain kan mo say Paris Saint-Germain the boy ni de omu hia no interne so mbeji ni loan biom for another season then the omfa obligation to buy in shemu a ade ba ko ebom ti negotiations na ekoso. I think obeka o Juventus, but it will be a loan and obligation to buy for Juventus. I think they'll pay in the range of 65 to 70 for player a friend Kolomwani. And then Man City and Trafford. With Trafford coming to Manchester City, no Wababe one of the most expensive English goalkeepers in the Premier League. Ye name him say goalkeeper friend Pickford a movie about Everton. No be Everton to ya that is 80 million. Now Trafford that boy no. Wababe the most expensive goalkeeper. I didn't say Newcastle echo for Trafford. Na Man City na one Burnley or contract we say obiba no be present his car yetimi match offer na ye beje Trafford. Nti memfa say bia Chelsea abowe mo si o mema mu 70 for Trafford. Na City nso hia na City kaso there bi. Ma me nso me ma 70. City wo first denial and or first acceptance wo Trafford deal no nti ene o hwe City for a Trafford no mo turn at 50. But omo sell on value na ewomu at 13 ene omo betua 27 peso, meaning on books no he becomes one of the most expensive English goalkeepers. And no move it to Man City for ama Ortega ati say onkope team foforo.
Okay.
Inti bi adenti onkope team foforo ne na Man City need that so say nka Galatasaray beba befa Edison. But ne say Galatasaray Edison conversation na akọ low kra. Because of Donnarumma free a oba be denti and Donnarumma insem ekoso on the Paris Saint-Germain nti omunim se kwan bia se bia na Edison movie nti se Edison movie Ortega enkope baby no ontimi nko nti City be listen to offers a be ba for Ortega and no na raise a lot of concern. Him say the likes of Man United, the likes of other clubs we omu hia goalkeeper o hwe Ortega last season time na Edison nim. Even last 2 seasons, their game against Tottenham, that crucial save or Emma Man City, etimi we need the league title. Emma Tottenham may say out on qualifying for the Champions League. He's one quality goalkeeper. In TNA, I think Man City for who ekoso team say team be the 30 million, but 30 million, even low to 25. I'll bet me aje ama Ortega ako. In TNA Ortega, oma imagine say kwan bia so no. Onube movie at the end of the summer obetimi akọ any club. Yenwe mu Thomas Muller ye hwe Bayern Munich their number 10 role no Musiala pra na Muller na mo hwe but any season ba be kọ na wie no ma yeti ase Muller de kwan bia so mbeja ne kwan. Team I wo US our anewo MLS efenum Vancouver Whitecaps omewie mu afa Thomas Muller. So bi hwe FIFA Club World Cup during Bayern Munich games bia na fan bi oba park no omukuta say Mulambra MLS o Mulambra MLS o nti ene wetiom any oko anto akwa born homo de nim say MLS there the likes of Messi even recent be a deport into a movie ko Hantino they are building a good team on person making sure say their league can also get the exposure and they mula abwe mu there are people in the Bundesliga there are people in Germany and they would like to follow Mula career no in the USA and I'm no so ambitious the matches
yeah okay yen share ne legacy or European Bayern Munich
yes Ushe Thomas Muller Ushe the age sisi okuta be once Thomas Muller enyi to the peak near feel say bia by time Muller nam ne 40 because obore mu Bayern Munich intem obore mu intem pa Ushe the time obore mu Bayern Munich no the likes of Klose mo the likes of Schweinsteiger mo na na ebo that time no ya kola ne no muntem Ushe performance no done di even I think Podolski ko no onya more time with me boy he has been a player for Bayern Munich Obia washe the Champions League ache especially in the knockout stages no yentimi nka Champions League knockout stage without Thomas Muller adenti America say even the euphoria or building around Champions League games especially so mushia Barcelona draw ne ba ya no a video at Barcelona for warning say nei Barcelona for minimum be shia na minimum shia and they ni say na minya amemo pam so on be going into that game Thomas Muller be na ade no making sure say they will eliminate Barcelona out of that Champions League into in the Bundesliga. Okay, he's one of the most capped players. The performance was show. Yeah. Okay, so
Oboremu first team no actually academy boy.
Yes.
And the boy who club and Bayern Munich. It's a cap Bavarian or true Bavarian. Na ni age ni sisi no 35 years.
Yes.
Obora Bayern Munich team ni mu 2015 2016 season. Sa season na Obora mu no all competition about 44 games. Ono no Bora team ni mu no 44 games and about 3,348 minutes.
Yeah.
Share 30 goals and 8 assists in all competitions. Then 2016-2017 about 39 games and share 8 goals and 12 assists.
Yeah.
And 2017-2018 season about 45 games or share 15 and 16 assists.
Yeah.
2018-2019 45 games and or share 9 goals no 12 assists. And 2019-2020 about 50 games or 25 assists and share 14 goals. And 2020-2021 season about 46 goals 46 games 15 goals 19 assists. 2021-2022 season 45 matches 13 goals and 22 assists. 2022-2023 40 matches 8 goals and 11 assists. 2023-2024 7 goals 10 assists. And 2024-2025 season and also about a year 6 matches 6 goals and as a club World Cup about 5 games and share 2 goals and 1 assist. So Oshane Oba Muna Obe share a yes 30 goals no when to me and share 30 goals BM.
Yeah.
Name ne assist and a year then any increase and what means the best ever season. The best ever season. 2019-2020 season or 14 assists a share or share 14 goals and 25 assists. So
yes, sir. Thomas Muller career senior kind on there you can't be a real Bavarian from the start or started with Bayern Munich on 2 sides. No, that was
under 19.
Yes, that was July 2007 and no started a whole to me about 3 games. and otimi share one goal free or no mu promote no about the Bayern Munich team. They do baby over Bayern Munich team nika no akọ. Around July 2008 no nya Bayern Munich call up no ko bo bi ba no san ball 2009 e or no return back in 2009 na ene why we hwe ni profile kakra. Waji bibia o wiasima. That is yenhwe waje, that is a we DFB Pokal no waje 6 times, waje the Champions League 2 times, waje the Bundesliga 13 times, waje Odi Cup Bayern Munich for almost sponsor almost tie ball, waje no 3 times, waje the Super Cup 2 times, and waje the German Super Cup waje 8 times, and a FIFA Club World Cup and the Omatunidi Intercontinental Cup no waje a honsu 2, and waje the World Cup with the German national team. Into a case a complete player in Europe.
Yeah, also we know just in German
Super Cup, Bundesliga was 13.
And I just say the year I made the buy because seasons in Wahano.
Yes, season on started. The season ankasa started. That is in July 2008. Bayern Munich.
Okay, that's Okwano
about. But Obenya the full time ankasa Bayern Munich team no. Started that was 2009 season. A whole about 5 games and share 1 goal. Free or on double figures are bepim 2016, 2017 or share 9 goals per. A free or some bet 1 double figures. No a player be you can say complete players winning the Bundesliga, that's the league, winning the Champions League, that is Europe, winning Super Cup, that is the Champions League New Europa final no more, and also the German Super Cup between the DFB Pokal winner no, and the Bundesliga winner, even the World Cup and also the FIFA Club World Cup and the almost Sunday Dino. Still, with Timmy GBBNT, he's one player you can't buy Munich true and true. One player be boni di. Who's a player si bi wo mbo be buy me kakra no me move to another club no ma baba. But no free nim call brim time must start share bo ase. Be pe me ne ya wait me movie akọ white caps here Bayern Munich team no nim. Enye Bayern Munich Germany. With these 2 teams now do imagine major trophies aboa. So I think he's one player Bayern Munich fans be me see pa. Say na me kind in the Champions League that if you the bar around the Champions League in the Bundesliga enya more yeah even to the time and na no nye starter no. Obamu in any game, Utimu say yes, an experienced player. But at the age of 35, I think in football terms, Onyi is high because they the likes of Thiago Silva, Pepe, Ronaldo playing at the age of 40. I think the time I buy Munich, she knew where Bejibium. I think a be so nini because waji the Bundesliga 13 times, waji Champions League 2 times, waji the FIFA Club World Cup. That is the most major trophy any player be so beti mi to moving now to US ya de ba kwa the retirement stage man on am or be na dwen so ba ko pesca no so etimi aboa ma MLS no etimi akonenim kakra senia exposure mu hia especially when it comes to the world stage bibia betimi akoye ho I think ye be born abaso with career wabo e Bayern Munich performance awada ne di e wo team no me na me no so no Bayern Munich ne ye bo one of the greatest teams ono nso betimi akase oboa emo mutimi toto nyama ye no bia betimi akọ yenra Italy kakra na Lookman to Inter Milan in same no yenim say from almost a week and 2 ni start see this ankomo say Inter Milan ni je Lookman ho na Atlanta say omu no 50 million na omu dia to Lookman so say ene wa pe Lookman bia na bra na bebo we mu na befa na ohwe sika omu dia to no so 50 million indra and na Inter presented a 40 million plus 5 million add-ons. Say omo person omo de befa Lookman na be come team no. Ene Atlanta for aboegu. Now Lookman ajia tum so nya Inter Milan team no bebo because the Italian Serie A de ba ko ho no koji ni din wo. Ye nenim so about the likes of Everton, the likes of Fulham na nyama nkoye but we are the Italian scene performance na no e DNA na or say bibia betimi akoye no move to a club in the last 3 Champions League wotima boerim finals mienu so betimi abo man the Champions League every omonsa no ache no betimi age nti is a 5 million penny between both clubs. I think Inter Sambe boerim bium. I think their next offer would be something a match with Adia Atlanta pay now for the betimi nya Lookman about but with him as a player personal terms green light for Inter there I secure the ne opeso timi remu etimi koboma Inter na Saudi for ne ha adwen ye ne nim say enche ya na we friend is Jean Felix omo be fa no ekobo anasa na anasa for epese Ronaldo rumors say Ronaldo catch from say left back be Europe na open one of the best left backs Europe or Chelsea, that is Marc Cucurella. Intene omonhwe no muntimi nkofa no embra anasa se no betima build it the likes of Ali Lad any Ali Tihad mo league num etimi perform yi na rumors ne yes say ekoso a na Chelsea for hu say there be one year lucky a betimi discover about Dada Cucurella intene Chelsea for person Marc Cucurella a long term no one man at say project no untimi yi Cucurella and free money nye intene Chelsea hwe so ne be negotiate no this kakaka ka ho na eno affect Hato deal no because I didn't American say say ye say Hato be mu no or be as a left back and Chelsea hwe say Hato project on my present ama Hato dan be cheche mu say Hato was 19 years Cucurella namwe or 26 intene say Hato ba in the next 3-4 years Chelsea bet me a cash out on Cucurella. Na Hato etima build that English way relationship na that performance bet me abo ama Chelsea no. Inti ene Chelsea hwe so mbema Cucurella a contract improvement any maybe o may improve ni sika sem no. Sene ene team bi entimi nko hu ne entourage na ni agent emphas ka bia nko brimbrim ne niso mane nko. Ene wetimi age the FIFA Club World Cup ama Chelsea. The Conference League and wasan ewemu Eurosi performance or done even though say the Nations League or mentimi anjiba in the final they who performance or done so you can't we are seeing one of the best left back as a now na nidi woman ne ana say na Ronaldo has some betimi atwena ba bibia timi anko yi ne Chelsea for has some ni Cucurella but I think Cucurella a player bia about loyalty to a club or one of the players in some seasons ago not Chelsea for has some bear funny to Man United loan or cast derby do they come Man United and could bet na Chelsea being chai ne etimi pay you off I think say na men so Chelsea for person more honor with a new contract and an improved mania ene oba be ka team ni ho ama bibia etimi akoyi
all right iti no ene eye bako na mienu na ene bana de ten say abrante efre no eye Magui.
Yes.
Magui, what you say? It appears that Chelsea players are almost at all money and they have a very plan, a solid plan for them. So almost any say Sunderland and Arboretum, Sunderland and among 3 clubs. It appears that he's not ready to move to the championship.
Yes.
Sanko per championship na koda dada but he wants the Premier League experience and I know adia didn't hwamoye time onya ni injury no I think the wrong time and onya sa injury na time na Nicholas Jackson at the time na coach na start use no and obey you know Chelsea chiremu ube fana ne sika origin na you need to cover it and there is no no buyback clause a straight loan then back next season that akwa say omo fa buyback in shemu kra and I also to me fa obligation and now option bi anye den shemu to buy
omo straight loan
straight loan no ba be fa no why then no ama no and I ba ne say so I na playing time no crucial. Playing time is very, very crucial.
I think the option Maguire or a player bia na we Chelsea for will believe on him. Oshe Basa Academy graduate at Chelsea take 5 million kofa na Chelsea say they see a potential boy in him. Season a senior kind time or picky ya na nka nyama be ko scoring that is almost 5 to 6 goals in the Conference League or share hat-trick in the Conference League. And I'm so dinya injury. Now the injury time no eba at the wrong time because senior kind na Nicholas Jackson is we prayer. Ko betimi this our Conference League form no aba be we are the Premier League or no so timi deprive.
Yeah.
But Adeba kwa many J1 who say he's not ready to go into the championship because onim quality ekutan.
Yeah.
So he wants to get into the Premier League. Into Sunderland that boy him that is a loan move. Chelsea and Adrian said they wouldn't even add an option to buy. Interne say open straight to loan na befa na next season return and player mine because in quality so kuta ene enyamo betimi aye say Chelsea fan bi obi onya Magui time and onya time on hwe ni game ya his style of play ene ni BBI to say player Liam Delap at Chelsea akoto no o use na ho odin he's good in the air and osam the short power ewe nim interne o mo hwe say okolo na performance ni koyi no oba Not the quality of Kutano say at that time, no, they can, if they want to cash out, they can cash out really good on him. Because me and so to me, we more Sunderland, no, to me, 10 goals or Chelsea will be willing to take at least 40 million, 35 for him. With an option to buy and work as onya enough playing time to me more 15 million. Then they will perform me the 15 million about. They know what they are doing, send our kind. So Chelsea, a team be always make us say they know what they are doing. Even though some of the transfers Omenya are wrong, but those that Omenya are wrong, they are benefiting well from it.
Okay.
Obi say Joao Felix, Obi because Chelsea are wrong, but so go into details of the transfer. Joao Felix transfer was more of Gallagher was going on the other side. Into Chelsea, I saw a G player be free or not in a way no may talk on so, but in books no, I had to say a direct swap. Into an age, Felix moving to Anasana, Chelsea 8 million musika. Any at least something small from what they paid to Atletico Madrid, I think a good thing. Untusha Maguire player be moving into the Premier League, I think or quality no to be that is the number 9 for any team in the Premier League or bet me a born home or the NTNA. Sunderland bet me na. Okay, additions at Sunderland with the likes of Granit Xhaka, with the likes of Adingra, and also some quality players. I think Sunderland, they are ready for business and they are ready, say, in next season, they'll be able to maintain that same form. No, make me a Premier League. You or Premier League no match. The last time they had a quality striker, giving them goals was Asamoah Gyan. Any bent. No more and they say Maguire to me Rema, he can put up a good performance or bet me a bomb with the likes of Adingra and Granit Xhaka. They would give him all the assistance so here to be able to give good numbers for Sunderland.
Okay, that is that honoma and yeah asem keto akra honum nti yenhwe Black Queens said to me aba and omo president ko have a dinner after omo have a breakfast with a year GFA ESCO members no omo ko Kwame Nkrumah museum ho no mo ko twatwa pictures ani ade a omo free ho no mo ko Parliament House no ko Parliament House no and the minority no omo 100,000 Ghana cedis, which is 1 billion old cedis. Say team na ko bon ho modern say omo tumi wura mu ewo WAFCON and I say yes, WAFCON now almost to me the AJ bronze. The thing said yes in 2016 AJ bronze sir, but from 2016 you baby hosted 2018 Ghana has say you to me and qualifying free group mu. Now say about 2020 because of COVID-19 twemu kura and at 2022 you to me and qualify. Now I say about 2024 and we push it back 2025. And then no yet to me qualify yet to me a call from 2016 no ye mo be so from 2016 now you to me borrow mu
to me ra quarter final
you to me yes the last time na you hosted one to me and free a group in Mokra ti yet afi na yet to me a call into team no and we share the young girls now omo ye players omo fi maidens equal princesses no maba Black Queens into omo ye very young into omo ba no say ye show manu munyam enu munyam ni bi ni se omo ko parliament en ko mo omo fi ho no ana omo ko abankasiem no they had a dinner with the president and the vice president of the country and a president ne man no omo undisclosed amount say omo nje na osa show manu ba say because of the oma ye nti no o say before obe free so 2028 no the next time omeba no mfa gold in den embra that is the trophy no into no the trophy no so the next year ya eno moko match na oni omu didi nkomo na anaja omu ye no moko parliament no and one parliamentarian ono wo Menchia South MP ade atudwa say watetiti won framam say ye keka say maba wanu sika ye de mo no enso ani nukrani enso ani Blasters players eco tournament no mo qualify free group my mom $30,000 but a man you way e qualify free group stage no and tia me menya from a reliable source from the team ni say mom $4,500 from qualifying from the group na omode I think qualify win so 500 we said then $500. Quarter finals $500 na semi finals and the minimum here almost on the mom. So Osha bonuses some of them mom throughout the tournament it appears in do $10,000
Yeah.
And record blasters a share charge no almost $10,000. Just charge one match $10,000. MP no dia to so say sika yedema mema no yema man no the same thing eti akwa debate ho no ma ye ba be ye den ye ba be hwe ne ya de ya kire ya adwen wo Benedict ye nkire ya adwen wo sansem we ho.
Yes, I think they were canning na there no clear because you who say in the last times I who the Black Stars of Ghana in nyama ntimi nkoye yakwa ya AFCON final ni akwa kolusu maybe a World Cup quarter finals, a World Cup round of 16 na nyama nkoye but sika here e ba bontin se ye say e wo ho no e ya no edin edu baby anu nti na e ba bedu baby kwa na Ghana for se Black Star ko bo match a Ghana for ni bi bompa empo se mo mu nko menim because sika e ko say wo na no edin but so hwe mba ya tenya kan 4,500 na at the end we ko do semi final no they are not making up to 10,000 edu baby nkura sika no kwa ne je no after the tournament na ba be problem inti ade ba ko a concern ni dey very good. I think one thing even though say bia ntimi mom the same amount edema Black Stars depending on tournament because in him say World Cup sika ba even appearance the modu change maybe the AFCON and another WAFCON and even the female World Cup no any vice versa inti ade ba ko a enu nso play a bigger factor but I think say imba ya no ko no mutimi bom homodi say ya sika deserve say the mom e de show mun kranhye senya the next one no omunsu betimi akọ aba e de gold abai inyama betimi akọ ye with Nigeria national team omukọ ye omu president that is Tinubu Eshiom na the conversation e kwa around ni say enei omu obia a 3-bedroom house sika 100,000 available for each player. This is a big motivation so we WAFCON na in the last 10 years Nigeria Equatorial Guinea na ewe mu mienu. It meaning say the motivation is working. Omunim say omukono omusanko wini bioma there is something will be offered to them. Inti anu ne say de hye omunkranhye say na meno so no omukoye ne yoma be ya sky available. Omunim say the next one ombeko no scan mu bedu. There are other incentives ebeba ebehye omunkran inti ene say young girl be ehwe the Black Queens ni gidie say unya team no obebo because there is something lucrative in this team obetimi akwakobo and not just the money but the exposure the World Cup the WAFCON so the bemo mutiskasem ni dey I think they deserve it because a Black Stars score e could do semi-finals of the AFCON because last time I call semi-finals the Burkina Faso share ye buy sky tamma Black Stars na nyeska ketwa but ene say akoni etima ko win bronze ade ba ko anytime they get into that particular stage no oman bomb mo modern cry no mo the bronze ba so money say etimi de mo man sky say etimi de mo de support mo nso timi edi to mo etimi de nyama boa no say etimi ya one thing bi ma mesan kan say yenhwe these are Black Stars players and these female players so we Black Star players emu 10 omumpo omumbo the highest football no sika omuji club side mu edu ba enei ye players ya omubo ball ewo Europe omundu 10 bebre ebo local football na scan yesen so this are also means omunsu betimi enye sika kakra etimi dia ye japade etimi dia abo mebusu anti sika semni die se ye ntimi mom the 10,000s the 20,000 the 30,000s e de ma Black Stars I think say at least mania eye encouraging ye mfa mom no musika semni nso ma ye ntwetwe mu bebre Indra Vincent kan ha say obekọ na we your friend is in sports ministry or na ebi ma ba home ba be danka ade ba ko esi etimi twem because ema obi wo ha no eye no miempoma the football federation no inti so omutimi tutu omonyama yi na omutimi ye we are president amomati asese omutimi koba enyama san wo mom no I think there is a big motivation for them knowing say next year match they would go and win the WAFCON and qualify for the World Cup ombetimi akobo omodin wonti I think sika 70 the list wo esi etimi de mom omu deserve England ko bai ya tam scam mom Nigeria nso koko wini ya tam scam mom inti say enso e diska share uma motivate you ma ebetimi abo because Black Star 30,000 a form of motivation to omumbo modern into a say itimi akwakoje bronze near more motivation said the next AFCON and our AFCON betimi akwako bomb modern e the gold aba e ade ba ko e good e say itimi eye.
Right, I think say yes. You support Black Queens, I've devoted a lot of time. I know the ins and out of the Black Queens team. I really support them, and I call them out. I call them out near the other. With a year, a dear Kate Moye, Black Queen side, me bomb my basso. Maybe I may could be a me bomb my basso, right? But you see, if we are doing a year investment a year in women's game, we need to do it right. What you say? The conversation maybe I started corner. I'm not happy. Yes, I didn't is kasem. Say ye didn't come out. I was making sure say ye including all the junior national teams.
Yes.
I want man. What you say? Sani ya ye tuya blasters coach ka. You two players bonuses near the under 17 and 20. A lot of problems, a lot of issues. You two coaches cow honum. So the entire national team architecture, we need to look at it. How we want to finance the national team, we need to look at it. We need to look at the bonus structure for all the national teams. Na enkoye discretionary thing as a obi discretion no they decide say mema we mu say me no ka say Black Queens coach aban tua ne kwa anya aban na dey tua ne ka. So if we are looking at how we are going to finance a manner. I was saying, who say man almost 30 years here. A bit more proud was here. I want to be a muscle. It is the episode chance say one to me and struggle. Mammy Remo Blasters Black Queens now. I see only the who soon in fast. So me, we share national team atare. We share national team JC. So yes, I'm all for say Yensha money. I'm all for it. More befitting. Look, I say Yebema Blasters say omo qualify free AFCON group mo Yebema mo $30,000. Each player $30,000. I was say man who qualify free go at least 20,000 cry. I agree. Momo to say because it mean omo to nyape.
Now say do be a tournament in so
tournament in so scan here then we yet to me mom but yet to me so mom to say there because 4,500 say umo be 30,000 now umo be 4,500 there I know there what so anye de enye what so anye de enye so we should look at it. I still think say Blasters na ye mom $30,000 qualifying from a group too much. It's too much. It's yet to be shiny such that you be factor all the junior national team coaches. Yama Blasters players in NTS amount budget yede mamu nkwano. And what in saying this is how we are going to do it. Do mona mubenya kese dem musika na yetete so no. De yedi. I'm sure sir, if you tell party this or you're reasonable enough to say so, okay, until under 17 ye bobo or why ye my she. Tis a neno, my imagine some more by say ye best streamline it. Send a beya sikar kakana airbano, obia sabe kamia, air call the right place, they will agree. So that is where the conversation must start. That is where we need to have the conversation. Because a basana, I quite you push it among Black Queens and Nkwa. Black maidens, ne black princesses swear. Also because as I near push it my blasters, aka honoma, and nay under 17 coach, you to mean to Anaka, under 20 coach, you to mean to Anaka. So a quite bad so and on first would be the dear. And your bribe number J alpha players who deserve it or someone under 17 years. DMB. It's a bad so in the long run you are hurting the Blasters, because you will not get the right under 17 players, under 20 players to migrate. The reason why this particular Black Queens team, majority of them under 17 near under 20. Abambila money we muno. Bench. If they get opportunity to play, you will see their performance. Because Abambila to bench are complaining because ebi omo under 17 no, and I'm under 20 no. Na Santua na ebo. It only Santua ewa ahead in terms of quality. But so go for be fee a trade in a bar. Where was that? Me what team in that I for be a fee a trade na other neighbor. And then no NMA Blasters, the same thing that happened with Blasters. It is almost modern. There is team unity, cohesion, and bonding. A statistic our junior team, Black Prince, almost all of them, except Yako for Mufi. You buy an unborn percentage. About 90% of a year Black Queens team, no more under 17, no more under 20, and no more Remo Queens. What I say, it is less try to reward them because girls in it, they are going through a lot. There are a lot of national team players are now expect to say omu teammate ni we mu and omu quality because of say sika eni muniti no omu chase certain moves ama amu development. Sandra Owusu Ansa, she is supposed to be the striker for this team. Ono no she go edg emo nominate Puskas onya Puskas nomination. Sandra Owusu Ansa obienim ni teammate ni nyina nim say the quality na baba wa ni kura, but because of say no obo national team no bibienim
tiese okohwe bifu
eti o say azumi say obo national team ni na ebia onya me fan say okọ tournament ba na ebia me fan say odi $20,000 ba ya anka be enough e the man say ko be comfortable to the sense say anka move bi o ko be rejected. Because when you say obo apenda ko na obo Hazakes ladies obenya national team na kwa okobo national team na obo ni year. This is the amount of money obi timenya free. That didn't na also okọ baby to say Iraq, Uzbekistan, any other yam mobo ho na oba besia okọ kwotena ho. Eti a conversation we need to have it and have it what openly. MP na started conversation, but it was echo beyond the Black Queens. It was a coca Blasters for no. Na all the national team no. How we finance them no. Yeah streamline na bibia to me koyi. Aka 10 minutes yen fan share games andro de me de buy no. Aboa
aka bi ene.
Yeah.
Okay. I think your friend is saying with MYBET.AFRICA, we say na ubo bibi so concerning casino. Now MYBET for MI cashback. Then you be a we need casino games one. Me too for say gusubo MYBET. O bono now o loyalty we ni then a mu peja. Inte na me no so no MYBET for a bit me a bigger loyalty bonus ah. Also ubet me enjoy MYBET the time be a meka. So mu a betting platform ah. Omu make sure say kwan bia so no sika ubet me edi wo mo no. Omo de bema o na emu nso edu ebeboa ama bibia etimi akoyi ewo ti ma memfa me ot no embra na memfa ma ahwefo.
Okay, ti enra de me bebo boy ne de adaso a enante de din aye hwe ne mu se yes ti ma me mo boss e bia omo antie enra no enra de ne de boy enra me call for FK Drita any copy gano me cause under 2.5 first half. Even the entire 90 minutes in one group and a bam. Now me call Dynamo Kiev so straight win. Now me call Inter Club the Escalade any Lujano of 1.5. Now me call a year rest at Belgrade. Me say half time win at the man rest at Belgrade. Now Karabakh BK bebo ne straight win. Mamu bebo ne straight win. Swa Bucharest bebo ne straight win. Panathinaikos ni Rangers. Panathinaikos home win or draw. Ena Maccabi Tel Aviv ene Paphos. Maccabi Tel Aviv home win or draw. Ena Ferencvaros and so no me call say win either half. Oni Noah for ne nebo. Ena aye Salzburg Salzburg any SK Brown and ebo makose Salzburg win either half and Servette any Geneva any Victoria Prison makose Servette no handicap 2 and make say handicap 2 and AZ Akma any Tamperine and ebo AZ Akma here win at all cost it to score 2 goals AZ Akma and Santa Clara any Varazdin and ebo Santa Clara win either half. Shakhtar Donetsk and Besiktas. Shakhtar Donetsk home win or draw. And Aris Thessalonica or ne Aras and Aris Thessalonica win either half. And Bobo Krefeno Hajduk Split any Zira Hajduk Split home win or draw. And Braga home win. Yes, I know. Me us no.
Okay, nti me at least to makwa ko hu option bi on my bet mu the specialist eba with preseason games na nti ene mi 1308 odds e ma hwe for na option no half with most goals nti un say we preseason see course second half na goals tie ba pa nti my selection of 10 in 1300 odds unso fa code na unso 20 teams ni Lyon and Mallorca second half most goals and Monaco any Torino second half most goals Strasbourg any Udinese second half most goals Brest any Le Havre second half most goals we have friend is saying AZ Akma omu game omu name Grenoble Foot ebebo second half most goals any Spreza Casio oni AC we have friend is saying Center Dela omu second half most goals any we have friend is saying AS Moza ono nso second half most goals and Anasa any Toulouse ono nso second half most goals na adeba kwa miniji second half most goals ni say about with 2 odds equal nti from 2 odds equal nti code ni draw na nso timi twa MYBET.AFRICA code no GXFY MYBET.AFRICA.
Okay, nti eno ene yen come for ene eno ne yen come for ene asem keto akraka 5 minutes nti eno 5 no man in fambo advert obetimi de abo advert ye de yapon nti nyame adom na adom ya bo chena ye beba na afedi aka chiri ni nyina no ye de abramu within the list of what Benedict nka kojo sugar
virus
kojo virus so kojo sugar kojo virus na streaming show ne edema yakramo